Fill us in first on what this inquiry is hoping to achieve and what it's actually expected to reveal.
Well, the long-term aims of this inquiry that opened today is to establish the root causes of that fire that took place on the 14th of June last year, when we saw Grenfell Tower go up in flames, claiming ultimately 72 lives. So that is a major task that is ahead of the public inquiry. But the opening today is focusing on those who lost their lives, and that's going to be the focus over the next couple of weeks. The first 2 weeks of this inquiry has been handed over for tributes given by friends and family of those who lost their lives, and all 72 people who did lose their lives are going to be remembered in this way. And so families or written statements or video tributes will be played to the inquiry, and we saw the very first of them today, a really heart-wrenching moment as the family of the youngest victim of the Grenfell Tower fire took to the stand and spoke to those gathered about their experiences in losing their unborn son, who was born on the 14th of June as a stillborn. His name was Logan Gomez, and the father spoke about the very harrowing circumstances of his birth. The wife was in an induced coma herself, and the father and their 2 daughters had managed to escape after learning about the fire after a neighbour banging on their door at 2 a.m. Interestingly, they also had put in repeated calls to the fire brigade and were told initially, which is similar to many people's experience, to stay put. Ultimately, they ignored that advice and managed to leave the building, but they did lose their unborn son, who was named Logan. So there were moments throughout that tribute leading the start of the opening of this inquiry where the father was crying. It was incredibly heart-wrenching to watch, as I said. At one point, he turned to his wife and said, I might be the one doing the talking, but she's the one who's rock solid. So the inquiry really looking to open in these next 2 weeks to focus on those who lost their lives and the experiences of the families. And we heard from the judge who's overseeing, a retired judge who's overseeing this inquiry. He said in the opening remarks that the next few weeks will be full of sorrow. You are going to have the tribute to those 72 people whose lives are lost, but this is also a key part of the eyewitness accounts and of understanding and really keeping a focus on what this inquiry is all about, and that's getting to the bottom of how such a tragedy could have happened in the first place.
Okay. Sarah Firth joining us live there from London. Thanks so much for that.